Do you have a sibling who's in the US? Do you miss them? You can meet them if you want. No, I'm not kidding. Family preference visas or F visas allow lawful permanent residents to bring their family members to the United States. Hi, this is Max from the Visa Library. In this video, I will focus on the USA F4 visa. I'm going to share information about the application process, its requirements, cost, priority date, and processing time. Do you know what time it is? It's time for you to subscribe to our channel. Your support will encourage us to keep making new content. Like the video as well. Now, what is the USA F4 visa? This visa allows lawful permanent residents to bring their siblings to the US. Siblings, not parents. If the sibling is married, their spouses and minor unmarried children can also apply for this visa. Unfortunately, not all eligible people can receive F4 visas immediately due to the annual cap of 65,000 visas. Therefore, you might have to wait for a long time for your priority date to become current. F4 visa holders have many benefits. For example, they can work without obtaining an employment authorization document or EDA. They can also continue their studies in the USA. And yeah, that's it. What more do you want? Now, another question. What are F4 visa eligibility conditions? The requirements for F4 visa include eligibility conditions for the siblings of the US citizen who are living in a foreign country and for the US citizen who wants to reunite with them. However, the only requirement for the F4 visa is that you have a sibling in the US who's a US citizen. You can be married and have children and they would qualify for the F4 visa too, but it is not a requirement. A US citizen as a sponsor must also have some characteristics. He or she must be a US citizen. His or her age must be at least 21 years old. To prove the relationship between you and your sponsor, providing a birth certificate is necessary. A US citizen must have a valid address in the country. And that's it. Now, let's talk about F4 visa priority dates. To know the F4 visa priority date, you need to visit the visa bulletin of the USCIS websites. You can see the dates and manage your time to take the necessary steps for your application process. Let's look at the age limit of F4 visas closely. As I mentioned earlier, a US citizen who wants to bring their siblings to the country needs to be at least 21 years old and even older, so the USCIS allows them to bring their siblings to the country. The siblings have the permission to live and work in the US without an employment authorization document or EAD. They can study in the country and enjoy the benefits of residency. The family relationship must be verified through birth certificate documents or adoption certifications. The US citizen needs to have a verified address in the country and provided to the USCIS as one of the application requirements. Now, how to apply for a USA F4 visa? The visa application process has two steps. A US citizen must first file a petition to the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services or USCIS. If the request is approved, then you can start the visa application process in your home country. Let's talk about the first step, filing a petition to the USCIS. The US citizen must first submit their petition to the USCIS by filing a Form I-130. In this petition, the sibling is considered the primary applicant. If the sibling or you is married, the family member must also be listed on the petition. The Department of Homeland Security first reviews and processes the petition within a few months. The USCIS will then announce the results of the petition. USCIS will notify the petitioner of the outcome of the petition. If the appeal is rejected, the reasons will be explained. Otherwise, you as the primary applicant can initiate the application process in your home country. Now, the second step. applying for the USA F4 visa. When the petition is approved, the USCIS sends your file to the National Visa Center or NVC for further processing. The NVC first provides a package along with a case number and invoice ID number to you in your home country. The package contains some instructions explaining the details of the application process. As the annual issuance of this visa is limited, once the petition is approved, the application process does not start immediately. In the other words, you have to wait until your priority dates become current. Therefore, you will receive the package from NVC if it is your turn in chronological order. Let's look at the steps of applying for an F4 visa. Step 1. Complete and submit the form DS-260. To access this form, you can visit the Consular Electronic Application Center or CEAC website. All applicants for immigrant visas, including F4 visas, must complete this form carefully. After completing the form, a confirmation page will appear that you must save. Be careful. Step 2. Perform medical examinations and vaccinations. The package sent by NVC explains what tests and checkups you should do. For this step, you should go to a licensed physician to do some examinations and complete some forms. The documents obtained from this step must be submitted to the NVC in the next step. Step 3. Submit the supporting documents to the NVC. To ensure that you are eligible for the USA F4 visa, you must provide some documents to NVC. Number 1. Your valid passport. It must be at least 6 months from the arrival date in the United States. Number 2. Form DS-260 confirmation page. Number 3. Form I-86 form. It must be signed by your sponsor. Number 4. Documents related to medical examinations. Number 5. 2 photos. Number 6. Marriage certificate and birth certificate if you want to bring your spouse and children. Number 7. Criminal records. Number 8. If you have military records, you also have to provide them. Step 4. Attend an interview. All US visa applicants must be interviewed. If your documents are correct, the NVC will schedule an interview at the embassy. US Embassy, I mean. You must attend the interview on the due date and answer some questions to the consular officer carefully, and please be honest when you answer. Based on your answers and the evidence you provide, the consular officer will make the ultimate decision on whether or not you will be granted an F4 visa. If your family has also applied for a visa, they should also be interviewed. Step 5. Get another package from NVC and travel to the USA. If your visa application is approved, the visa will be stamped in your passport. The embassy will then give you another NVC package. You should not open this package under any circumstances. This package is to be opened by an immigrant officer when you arrive in the United States. Then, based on the information on this package, they will make the final decision about your arrival in the United States. How much does it cost to apply for a USA F4 visa? Let's see. The F4 visa applicants and their sponsors will have to pay different fees for different services. Since the amount of these costs varies, I can't give you an exact number. Sorry. In general, you need to pay a fee for filing Form I-130, for processing of Form DS-260, for medical examinations and vaccinations, for translation of documents into English, and for USCIS immigrant fee. Keep in mind that all US F4 visa applicants must pay the USCIS immigrant fee before entering the United States. Another question, how long is the F4 visa processing time? The processing time for each applicant can be different. Given the small number of F4 visas issued each year, the processing time for the USA F4 visa is a bit long. Most applicants have to wait for 1 year to even 10 years to be able to join their family members in the US. One more question. Can you check the status of F4 visas? When you want to check the status of your F4 visa application, you need to visit the US Department of State website. You need your visa immigration number case and the name of the type of visa you have applied for to enter your portal. If you should know the date your visa becomes current or it becomes available, you need to visit the Visa Bulletin Board of the USCIS. You can check the current priority date for the F4 visa from the website Bulletin Board. The links of all websites and bulletin boards are in our article on our website. Link in the description. Now, there you have it. Now you can go and start your US F4 visa application after you subscribe to our channel and like the video. Now, about that surprise, I've put a free cheat sheet on our website. It has all the steps of this visa in a summarized form. Go ahead and download it. Thank you all for watching.